Hi, this is Melinda from Calm Properties, and today we'll be talking about why you should actually be investing in property, whether you should buy in cash or get a mortgage, and why it's so important to buy at discount. Okay, so some of the key questions that people ask when it comes to property are: why is it that people are always saying you should invest in property? They're always wondering whether you should invest in cash or get a mortgage, or why do people always talk about getting something below market value? These are three things that we hear a lot about, but we don't actually understand why people are talking about them so much. So in this video, I'm going to explain that to you. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly why you need to invest in property, whether to go for cash or mortgage, and you will know why people keep going on and on about buying at discount. So if you had £100,000, now I know that sounds like a huge amount of money and we don't all have that just sitting in our banks, but there's a lot of people that do have that sitting in their banks and it's just depreciating in value. So there's a lot of circumstances where you can joint venture with people. You've got the knowledge of how to get into property and they've got funds that they want to see grow. And there are ways of using £100,000 to help one another and both make money from it. So for this video, I'm going to use £100,000 as an example because it really helps with numbers. So if you had £100,000 to invest, you may want to go for stocks and shares to invest and watch it grow. You may want to go for property. Definitely don't keep it in the bank because that's just doing nothing for you. So it does need to be invested. So if you wanted to buy one house, so you've got one house, £100,000 house, and you buy that house in cash, it's brilliant because when the market grows, which we've already said over the last 85 years, on average, the market grows 7.9%. So if we just use an example and say that every year it grows 5%, just to play it safe. So in 2 years, if that market has grown by 10%, which is a safe estimation, then your one house converts from being 100,000 and it's now worth 110,000. So just in 2 years, rather than that money sitting in your bank, you've done absolutely nothing other than invest it into a house, and that's just grown in value by £10,000. So you've got an equity of £10,000 in that property, which is brilliant. Very similar to stocks and shares though. If the market goes up 10%, that's exactly what happens. You get 10,000 back. So it's making your money work harder for you, which everyone has to agree, making £10,000 by doing very little is definitely worth it. Banks like property. So banks are willing to give you 75% of the value of that house for you to buy it. So you get a loan with the banks. They won't do that with stocks and shares, but they'll do that with property. So you can leverage your pounds. So being able to do that means that going to the bank, getting a loan, with that £100,000, you can buy 4 houses. So with those 4 houses, you've got £25,000 in each house. So your £100,000 is split up between the 4. And after those 2 years, the 10% rise, you're getting £10,000 still. You're still getting £10,000 because this is 110, this is 110. They're all £110,000 now. But because you bought 4, you've got £40,000 equity in there rather than your 10,000 when you just bought the 1. So there's a massive difference there. So you've got the same amount of money, the £100,000, but because you've used banks to leverage those pounds, make those pounds work harder for you, you're actually making £40,000 in equity. So there's even an added bonus. You can get some tax-free money out of this as well. So as well as the £40,000 that you've made in equity, you can also get some tax-free money because when you refinance, because the value of the property has gone to 110,000, you can actually take out 7,500 out of each of these houses. That's completely tax-free and that comes straight to you. And that adds up as £30,000. So £30,000 you can take out, you can buy another house make your portfolio of 5 houses and grow it like that. So that's answered your questions about why to invest in property. You're getting lots of money back, lots of reward. Your money is growing and it's safely growing. Banks trust in it. So why wouldn't you? And then also 100% don't invest in cash unless you pull the money out really quickly in an auction, pull it out within 6 months and then reinvest. But you don't want your money stuck in one house. You want to be using that money across more than one houses. But why does everyone talk about buying at discount? When you're buying at discount, you're still using your £100,000. But because you've got your £100,000 and you are choosing to buy at discount, you are buying a property at £80,000, which means it's about 20% off. And sometimes you don't get it at 20% off. It might be 15% off. But again, just for numbers, if we're getting houses at 20% below market value, then you'll be getting your £100,000 property at £80,000, which means the deposit, so 25% of that is 20,000. So instead of buying 4 houses, you've got 20,000 in each of these. The bank's paying for the rest. So you've got 5 houses now. So you're buying at discount, so you get 5 houses, which inevitably means that when you come to remortgage, when the market's grown 10% again, just like all the others, that 10% growth, instead of getting 10,000, instead of getting 40,000, here you're getting 50,000. But as well as that, the equity growth, because you bought them all 20,000 below, they've all got the 20,000 in there as well. So it's 100,000 growth as well, because you bought it at a lower price. So you've got 100,000 equity growth, and you've got the original 50,000 equity growth, which is mind-blowing in itself. But as well as that, when you refinance, each one of these has now got £22,500 sitting in for you to take out completely tax-free. 22,500 times 5 gives you £112,500, just money back for you to then do it all over again. So summing it up, you've got £100,000 that you start off with, and after a few years, 10% growth, you're getting 112,000.5 back again for you to do it all again. You're getting more money back in, and you've got all these houses. So you've got 5 free houses there. So that just shows that it's so important to leverage the pounds by putting it into houses, because that's going to allow you to get more money, and to leverage the price so it's below market value. When you are getting mortgages, the bank's paying for you to get those houses. If you're just buying in cash, you're putting all of your money into one house. But if the bank is willing to loan you the money, and you pay them back obviously every month, but the rent covers that payment, then why wouldn't you do that? It makes sense to use the banks to give you that money so that you're able to buy more houses that will inevitably, as you can see, give you money over time, because the market is growing. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to never miss an upload.